If your income has been affected in a negative way because of what happened in 2020 with the pandemic, or because of the recession that we are right now, it is probably because of the lack of sales and lack of customers inside of your business. Or maybe it was because you got laid off from your job you probably don't even like that much because it kept you constrained, didn't give you the freedom that you actually wanted. Well, today I have a very special video for you because I'm going to be telling you the story about one of our clients and good friend of ours, Dave, or as I like to call him, Ecom Dave. Because not too long ago, he was literally a bartender in a club right here in Miami and got laid off because of the pandemic. And that was the biggest blessing in disguise because it made him take a leap of faith inside of our company, OnlineCEOs, and we helped him scale his business to over today $500,000 a month, just about 2.5 years later. So this is the step-by-step of how he went from literally a bartender to multi-millionaire in less than 24 months, all by growing his following and monetize it correctly by using Instagram. Now, for those that don't know me, my name is Josue, Pena, founder of OnlineCEOs, where we help you grow, start, and scale your online business with your personal brand. We have literally become the #1 company and agency to work with for personal brands that want to launch and scale their courses, coaching programs, or for people that literally just want to make money online in the fastest and easiest way possible. We have clients like Russell Brunson, Grant Cardone, Alex Becker, Kevin David, Tanya Chittister, Cole Gordon, Penn June, Dan Locke, and literally hundreds and hundreds of others. And of course, you might be saying, Josue, those guys are huge and all, so how can this apply to me? And this is why I want to share with you the story that I have for you today. Because Ecom Dave came without having a big following, being laid off as a bartender, and was able to build a massive business, all by simply following the steps I'm about to share with you on this video. Now, as I said before, Dave lost his main income or his job at a club right here as a bartender in Miami because of the pandemic with everything shut down in about March of 2020. Meaning he lost his main source of income. Now on the side, as a side hustle, what he was doing is he was actually selling physical products on Amazon, the traditional Amazon FBA. And he was making a couple $1,000 a month just from doing that. Now when he lost his main source of income, aka the bartending job, he literally came to us inside of OnlineCEOs and said, yo, I just lost my income. What do I do? And I simply told him, bro, just simply launch your online program teaching people how to sell on Amazon just like the way you're doing. His response was, oh, but I'm not an expert. I'm not selling millions of dollars on Amazon. There's bigger people than me and I don't have a big following. And I'm like, don't worry about it. Just do it and follow these simple steps that I have right here. And the craziest thing happened. On month 1, Dave made a whooping $19,000 in the first 30 days. And there was still $5,000 more to collect just from payment plans. Meaning he was able to make more in 1 month than he ever did on his previous job. And I just want you to hear directly from him.
It's your boy Ecom Dave. Since I started GSA, I have made now $19,000. Look at that, boom. And I still have 5,000 more to collect. Yes, it does work. I was still able to scale my business. Thank you, Josue. Thank you for showing me the way. Give it a try. Invest in yourself. You won't regret it.
A week, 2 weeks, I had my first high ticket sale at $3K. So I made my investment right back. And then within that month, I think I made $10K. Now I am on my way to doing $100K in 1 month, guys. Just like 6 figures, yeah.
Now those are amazing results in the first 30 days. So you might be wondering how he was able to do that. The main thing, #1, is not having a victim mentality. You cannot have the thought process of you can't do something before you even try. Or maybe you've tried in the past before, but you did it in the wrong way. So take out the victim mentality and the can't out of your mind, because as a good mentor, Jim Rohn, says, whatever you think will become a reality. Now, obviously not everything's rainbows and roses. There were some challenges I'm gonna explain to you right now. The #1 challenge for Dave obviously was that he was in an extremely competitive niche as an Amazon seller, or as an Amazon course seller, I should say. The market is extremely saturated. He was competing against literal giants. Funny enough, some of those giants are also our clients. And he had little to no experience, which meant he felt a little man in a big game. He felt like David and Goliath. Now, what's important here to know is that that feeling is simply a myth in our minds because there's always room for competition. Now, problem #2 for him was that his promotional reach was very limited. He had a very small following on Instagram, obviously not as big as it is right now, but by that point it was like 5,000 or less than 1,000 followers. Now the second challenge he had on this side is that he didn't have much money for ads or promotion either. Because you remember, he literally just lost his job because of the pandemic. So he does not have a ton of cash laying around. And then on top of that, he was also not tapped into larger networks with industry experts. Again, he was a David and Goliath, a little man in a big pond. Nobody knew him. And maybe perhaps some of these factors, and side note, perhaps some of these factors you might be able to identify right now in your current business or your current situation. You're maybe wondering, heck, I'm a small guy in a big pond. I don't have a big personal brand. I don't have a big following. Nobody's gonna believe me. Nobody's gonna follow me. Nobody's gonna buy from me. And while that might be true if you do the wrong steps, the reality is if you take the right steps, that's actually not true. Which means you're in a good as just position as Dave to rise if you find the right team to help you do it, aka online CEOs. Shameless plug. Now, the biggest challenge of it all for him was to literally trust me. Of course, when you don't know the path, you're literally blind and you don't know what's coming next. So you have to trust the process and have confidence in something before it actually happens, because you don't know what you don't know. Just like Dave didn't know back then what the potential for him was. If you were to tell him in March 2020, as he was taken out of his job, that he will be a multi-millionaire a year later, he will literally call you crazy. And that is exactly what happened. When we started, we literally said, yo, I got you, bro. Trust the process and follow the system. Be coachable. We did a quick entrepreneur analysis of the offering, the structure, the system, and everything else. And then we simply went to work. And what do I mean by this? We simply built it all for him. Why? Because you are probably like him. You're an expert in your specific field. You're not a marketing or sales guru or an agency, and you probably don't even know how to run ads right now. So the reality is, for me to teach you, while I can do that, it's a lot easier for me to just do it for you. And that is exactly what we do here in OnlineCEOs in our agency. We just do the thing for people. And of course, we teach them along the way. That way, you're not just starving for fish while we teach you how to fish. We give you the fish, aka we fish for you. And then on top of that, we teach you how to do it too. Now, here's the main thing that worked really, really well for Dave. His character and persona, aka his personal brand. Despite being in the pool of big players, Dave was able to find and build his own customer base based on his personality and style of explanation. And that is exactly what I told him at the beginning when he started. Yo, people are gonna buy from you because of you. That is the beauty about a personal brand. A personal brand will go and follow you anywhere else, and you can build it as big as you want to, and people will buy from you because it's you. Just like people will buy from another personal brand because they trust the other personal brand. And even though he had zero experience and had a very little following, this small lesson of entering a new industry helped him a ton, since there's always room for one more. So in Dave's case, he recouped his original investment in the first 30 days inside of OnlineCEOs by selling what we call a high ticket or a premium offer. In his first 2 weeks, he made $3,000. And then from there, he had the confidence in us that we actually knew what we were doing in order to help him scale even more. And then from there, we scaled to $100,000 per month. And right now, he's all the way to $500,000 a month. Now, what I would say is something that really, really helped Dave a ton was the structure of our program. Like I said before, our stuff is not just teaching you how to do it, but also giving you assets already done for you. That way you don't have to become a marketing guru or a tech genius. We do that for you. I'm an engineer by degree, so let me just handle that for you. And it is the reason why I think Dave also believes that pretty much anybody can have results with this, because Dave was focusing what he was an expert in and then delegating and handing it over to us the stuff that he wasn't in. Now, something that we need to realize here is that you as an entrepreneur, if you're starting out from scratch, if you're making 5 to 10 grand a month and you wanted to get to 10, 20, 30K or even $100,000 a month, just like Dave did in the first year, you need to drop your ego. And what I mean by this is that you have to be willing to pay for other people to teach you and show you how to get to the level that you want to go. Because getting there alone or trying to do it alone, it's gonna be a heck of a lot harder than you think, and more painful or more expensive. So it doesn't really make sense to do that in the first place. It is a reason why me personally, I join a ton of masterminds to learn from other people that are a lot more successful than I am, in order to implement the strategies that they're teaching me there and showing me in my own business in order to scale it faster. So in other words, if you're stuck at the current level that you're in right now, if you change nothing, nothing changes. Pretty obvious, right? And it is the reason why Dave decided to move forward, even though number one, he didn't really trust the process at the beginning because he was blind at it. You don't know what you don't know. And he was being laid off as a bartender from the pandemic from his main source of income. So it was actually a very scary time for him, but he still trusted the process and went all in. And of course, he also trusted our solid rock guaranteed, which means if it doesn't work and it doesn't produce results, you don't pay. That way your mindset is not thinking about what if I fail, but instead, what if I win? Because you're not playing the game of business trying to not fail. You're playing the game of business trying to win. And that is a big differentiating factor. Because if you play not to lose, you end up losing. And if you play to win, chances are you're gonna end up winning. And that is exactly what happened to Dave. Next up, he hit $200,000 a month. Then we taught him how to add on top of that Instagram shoutouts and a bunch of other things. And then he hit $500,000 a month. And then he just kept on growing from there. So in short, how did Dave do it? Number one, he started selling his expertise that he gained as an Amazon seller using our program strategies and frameworks. 2, he became so good that other people sought up to him in order to start making a secondary income or a side income, just like he did when he was a bartender. And that is exactly what he started teaching people how to do. And this is the ultimate goal for our program. To not only turn you into an online CEO, but also turn you into a beacon of light to help other people jumpstart and also have success in their life with your expertise. Of course, as more money comes into your life, this day's helped tremendously. He gained more freedom, he travels more, he has no boss, no manager, he's not working the graveyard shift now, and he's able to manage his time autonomously. We have gone together to Aspen and Hawaii. He went to snowboard in freaking Switzerland. And the best beauty about this all is that you can run this personal brand and course business from anywhere in the world. Now, what does this mean for you? Maybe you're a small fish in a big pond. Maybe you feel like David and Goliath in your industry because there's so many other people out there that are huge influencers and all this stuff, and you feel that there's not space for one more. But let me just assure you on this video that there is. As long as you do the right things in the right order, you will have success. Because if you're genuinely an expert in your field and you want to grow and monetize your personal brand in the right way, then the story is for you. Because while saying bartender to millionaire in a year is very far-fetched, trust me, it is the truth and it did happen. So if you're watching this video right now, you got to this point, you're probably wondering, okay, Josue, I'm ready. I want to launch my own course. I want to grow and monetize my own personal brand. What are the next steps for you guys to help me and just handle it for me? If that's you, then click the link in the description down below. You're gonna be able to book a call with our advisor team. And then from there, we're gonna explain how we work, what can we do for you, and most importantly, how we can guarantee results for you in order to make sure that you're able to grow and monetize your own personal brand. And that has been it for me today. If you're new here, make sure that you hit that subscribe button down below. If you don't wanna miss any of the new videos teaching you how to make money online, how to launch courses, and how to grow your personal brand. And that's it. My name is Josue Pena, founder of OnlineCEOs, and we'll see you on the next one.